Happy holidays from Commit to Be Fit. I'm Susie Smith, and with the holiday season comes a lot of parties, a lot of family get-togethers, a lot of shopping, wrapping, worshiping, visiting, just so many things during the holidays. So my message today is just a very basic, simple message, and I just want to help you de-stress for the holidays. So I brought some ideas with me today, just some basic things that are going to be in your fitness toolbox for the holidays. And I find that the most important thing in trying to enjoy the holidays is to have a plan. So we're going to start with a biggie, food. There's going to be lots of food around during the holidays, lots of things that you normally don't eat, but you want to eat because your grandmother makes a special pie or your mom makes these really special noodles, and you really don't want to not eat that food for the holidays because it's once a year. So main thing you want to think about is not setting yourself up for failure by trying to lose weight during the holidays. What you want to do is just maintain your weight during the holidays, and that way it'll take a lot of stress off of you, and you can still eat a little bit of everything that's out there that you want to try. And after all, it is the holidays, so you want to enjoy them. So let's just figure out a few ways how you can maintain your weight instead of trying to drop weight. Well, the first thing I like to think about is portion control. Now, portion control is really important because before you know it, you've eaten everything. Now, I have two plates here. We have this pretty snowflake plate, and we have the pretty snowman plate. So instead of choosing this large plate and putting all of your food on this plate, this is the one. Now you want to choose a smaller plate. That's going to be so simple. And when things are simple during the holidays, it definitely helps de-stress. So what you need to do, you get your small plate. The bottom half will be fruits and vegetables. So if you're eating, at a big family get-together, put your fruits and vegetables on the bottom half. Quarter would be your meat portion, and the other quarter would be like fresh grains or bread or something like that. Now, if you additionally shrink this just slightly, you can fill in with all of the goodies. And if you start with a small plate, that's going to help quite a bit. So choose the little plate. Now, the next thing for portion control is, and you want to make it simple. You don't want to carry your books around with you or your calculator if maybe you're diabetic and you're watching different foods. The American Heart Association uses the size of your hand for measurements. So a closed fist is a cup of food, and that would be, just your basic, whatever you're eating. An open palm would be a half cup. Now that would be your heavier foods. So this is a cup, so just kind of eyeball, that's a cup of food. The palm of your hand is a half cup. So it's real easy. Nobody's going to know what you're up to. You're just looking at your hand. And your length of your thumb, American Heart Association said that's fairly close to a tablespoon. So if you're using creamy dressings or peanut butter, I love peanut butter, just use the length of your thumb as a measurement. Now if you're and that's also like for heavy creams too, that you're going to use heavy cream sauces. So that's a tablespoon. The tip of your thumb is a teaspoon. So this is another easy way. That would be for oils. So just like the tip, like maybe the size of a nickel, that would be for heavy oils. And that's a nice way to eyeball your portions and not overeat. And still, you'll feel full because you want to have a full plate. You don't want to have this big plate with, a little food in the middle, and you're thinking, oh, this is all I can have, is this. But if you use the small plate, it's going to fill up easier. And a lot of the problem with being hungry comes from your mind. So if you see this full plate, you're going to feel really full. And another thing to try to control the weight and maintain over the holidays. Today I have on these yoga pants. They stretch. I'm not going to live in these yoga pants over the holiday. I'm going to keep my favorite pair of blue jeans that actually are stiff blue jeans that button. And that way, once a week, you know, I can slip into those blue jeans, because otherwise I would live in my yoga pants because it's so comfortable. But what happens is it sneaks up on you. You don't realize, you know, you've eaten 5 pieces of pie or, you know, whatever. So these little ideas, you know, it's real basic what I'm telling you today, but they're little ideas that are going to really help you kind of feel that you're in control. And I think that that is a big part of enjoying the holidays, feeling that you are in control of yourself and your surroundings. Now, I want you to keep up with your exercises during the holiday season, of course, but if you can't, you know, I would say just to do 2 basic exercises if you're really in a rush: the squat and the push-up. And I know you know how to do the squat and the push-up. We've talked about that a lot of times. I'm not going to focus on that today. I'm going to focus on stretching, not stressing, because your muscles get really tight, and any massage therapist will tell you that your stress, the brunt of your stress, will be in your neck, your shoulders, and your low back. And we're going to talk about that. And today I want to give you a really basic stretch routine. And I want you to stretch through the holidays. If you don't have time to work out, grab this stretch routine, and if you do it every day, you're going to notice a lot of improvement, and you're going to notice that you are de-stressing. Now, a lot of the stress, and you'll recognize that a lot of the stress does hold in your shoulders, neck, and lower back. And one of the big reasons for that is posture. And I know I always tell you about posture, but as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking about sitting on my butt bones, and I'm thinking of keeping my shoulders, I roll them and I take them down. So my shoulder blades are together in the back, and they're holding me in an upright position. I'm also thinking about pulling my chin in and reaching through the crown of my head. And this is really important. And the holiday season is like, you know, it's the big party at the end of the year. That's what I think of. It's just the big rush. You know, we're all in a rush, and what happens is we start to lose posture. And we're so busy because we're taking things off of top shelves. Maybe you're not used to doing shoulder presses. And then at the holiday season, you start to lift things off of shelves and bring down, and, you know, your neck's bent, and you do all these things that you don't do the rest of the year. So posture is going to be paramount, because what happens when you lose your posture, your back starts to round, your shoulders start to go forward, which crimps your breathing, and then your chin goes out. And I notice this all the time. If you are out shopping, you will notice people walking with their heads like this. And what that does is just stretches everything out and puts it out of alignment. So all your muscles are fighting, because the muscles are stabilizing your body, and they're meant to be in a certain position, and they're covered with like a thin, almost like a plastic looking tissue that covers them and either holds them in place so they can slide over other muscles, or stabilizes them. And you know, if you're out of alignment, if you're sitting like this all the time and your neck's out, you're putting a lot of stress on that. So today we're starting with the very basic breath. And I want you to think of doing the breathing exercises every day through the holiday season, and the stretches every day, 15 minutes for yourself. That's it. Get away from the kids, the family, the dogs, everything. Go lock yourself in a room, and you're going to breathe. And this will be my gift to you for the holiday season. So you think that you're just breathing, but really most everyone is a chest breather. And we take short little breaths because we're busy. We're thinking about the next thing we have to do. So to stay in the moment, you need to focus on the breath. So sit comfortably And I want you to inhale through your nose. And as you inhale through your nose, you're going to feel your ribs expand east to west. And you're going to feel your belly come out. And I know we're always told, hold your belly in. No, you don't have to always hold your belly in. When you're breathing, let that yoga breath, let that fill your body. Inhaling in through the nose. And then as you exhale, through the mouth. I want you to do that 10 times, 3 sets of 10. 10 times, take a little break, and then start again. And just stay in a nice neutral position. Inhale through the nose. Expand the ribs, let the stomach come out. And as you exhale through the mouth, let your belly come in, let your ribs close. Now what this does, this deep belly breathing, gets the air down into the bottom of your lungs so that you can get all of those toxins out, because you know we're breathing in a lot of dirt and toxins every day. And in fact, I just heard the other day that 75% of us have fire retardant chemicals inside of us because everything is sprayed with fire retardant. So I think the breath is the key. And in yoga, they say that the exhalation is actually the key to relaxation, because you inhale, take it all in, dirt and everything, and as you exhale, all the toxins are coming out. There's several ways that you can breathe. Now that was just your basic deep belly breathing that we just did. I also like staccato breathing, which is just inhaling and then forcing it out in little bursts until you have everything out of the bottom of your lungs. So let's try that. Try this with me. It's really, it's relaxing. It's almost like taking a nap. So inhale through the nose and all of those germs out of there. That's another way. That's staccato breathing. Another way that maybe you could do 10 of each type. That would be good. 10 reps of each of these 3 types of breathing. Another complete exhalation is to inhale and lift your shoulders and crunch them, just like Ed Sullivan. You're standing around like this, and then as you exhale through your mouth, and think about it, visualize that all of the tension is just dripping off of your fingers. And you'll really like this one because it'll take the tension out of your shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Okay, so that's your breathing. 3 types of breathing. I want you to do 3 sets of 10. This is going to be a 15-minute workout for you. Not really a workout, a reward. Let's call it a reward for you for over the holidays. Okay, so your shoulders are tight. So let's think about squeezing the shoulder blades together. I'm going to lace my fingers and put them behind my neck, but I'm not going to pull on my neck because I have opposition here. I have my shoulder blades squeezing together, so I can't pull on my neck unless I would release my shoulder blades. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep my shoulder blades together, and I have my hands back here. So my shoulder blades are together. Inhale. And then as you exhale, just kind of let your head go forward, keeping your shoulder blades together. And this is a little awkward one. And then come back up. And I like this one a lot, but it doesn't work for you, then we have something else. So inhale. As you exhale, just look to your side. Drop the opposite arm to make opposition. In stretching, there's always opposition. You're looking one way, stretching the opposite way, and that's what's going to elongate the muscle and take this tension away. You can even hold on to your chair and then look to the side. And as you exhale, you're going to look down toward the floor, like down at your armpit. That's going to put this at a really great angle for taking stress away in the neck. And then come back up and come back over to center. And I want you to stay in this good posture the whole time while you're in seated position. So let's turn, inhale, turn your head to the opposite side, this feels good already. But when I put my hand down here and make opposition, and when I look down at my armpit on the exhale, this is excellent over here. You're going to love this one. And then just come back up. And again, that's going to be about 3 sets of 10 or 20, whatever you want to do. Do 20 of everything. I don't want you to be so regimented that you feel like, okay, I've got to do this. Just sit down for 15 minutes and do this. Okay, so you can also take your arm across your chest, drop your shoulder, drop this shoulder down, and just kind of pull this across. And remember the opposition. As I'm pulling this across, I'm not letting my body go with it. I'm taking my lower body and taking it the other way. It's just a very slight, so that you feel that stretch all the way through the shoulders. Take it to the other side and just exhale and stretch. Oh, you're going to feel so good. You're going to rely on this 15 minutes. It's going to be that time of day for you where you can just get rid of everything and just get into the zone and appreciate the holidays. So sit nice and tall. You can hold on to your chair, and I want you to extend one foot out. And you're going to roll the ankles. You're doing a lot of walking. I was at the Pet Expo with Susie Roberti yesterday, and the floor was concrete. And we walked for probably 3.5 hours, just solid walking, petting dogs, kissing dogs, playing with birds. And it was a great day. But when I got home, my feet and ankles were sore. So this is what you want to do. Just roll them around. Pick a number. Maybe your favorite number is 7. 7 times one way, 7 the other. Sit nice and tall. Remember, you're not folding and your chin's not going out. You're going to look 10 years younger if you keep your chin in. Because I notice with older people that don't think about the neck muscles weakening, that's when the head, which weighs about 8 pounds, your head's like a bowling ball. So it's pulling you forward. You don't want that. So remember, the other foot, we stretch, we stay in good posture while we're stretching. Oh, it feels so good. And we come to the lower back. So you can sit maybe in the middle of your chair. Sometimes I sit on one of the big stability balls that I have at home, and I just want to take a big inhale up. And as I exhale, I'm just going to fold forward. If you can straighten your legs, you'll have to come to the edge of the chair for that. You'll just come down, and you don't really have to straighten your legs either. If that's uncomfortable, keep them bent and just come down and touch your toes. Let your head be in a neutral position so that you're not having your chin out again. And just let that low back stretch. And then walk your way up. Because if you are folded forward, it's stretching your erector muscles. And your body is meant to be in a certain position, and that's what the muscles and the tendons and the ligaments, are all holding everything together inside of you. And they want to spring back into good posture. But if you're fighting it constantly because you're sitting like this all the time, you're putting stress there. So always come back to neutral. I'm going to take my shoes off. I kind of feel like Mr. Rogers here in the neighborhood. I should have brought my other shoes with me so I could change. I love Mr. Rogers. But I'm taking my shoes off today, and I want to show you my toe socks for a reason. These are little dogs on here. I have little ears and eyes and a nose, but you don't have to have those kind. Just bare feet or toe socks. Put your foot up on your quadricep. And you're going to actually shake hands with your foot. You're going to work your fingers into between your toes. Now, when I was growing up, we wore shoes that had points, they're pointy shoes, and for some reason everybody thinks they should have small feet. Well, crimped up little toes, in small shoes like that, so bad for the rest of your body. And in yoga, we try to make space between the toes because that gives you a broader base to stand on, but it also takes pain away. So put your fingers in there, and all you're going to do is rock this back and forth. just a little bit. Stretch, hold it up, and bring it back. Now you're going to take your hand in between your toes and you're just going to spread them. Spread your fingers, makes your toes spread, because your toes, I hate shoes. I do have a couple comfortable pairs, but they always have the wide toe area because I don't like my feet being uncomfortable. I have arthritis in my toe knuckle, and I found that by doing this, shaking hands with my foot, it really helps get the circulation there. And one thing I found out recently, and I don't know if anybody else out there has arthritis in their toes, I'm sure most of us probably do at this point, but if you put a lot of pressure on that knuckle and just squeeze it, it hurts really bad. But after the squeeze and after you're done putting the pressure on, the pain goes away. I cannot believe this. I just found this out recently, and I do have some problems with my feet, and this is what I do. I do my own massage. I pull my feet up, I take them down, and that's about all you have to do. A few minutes of that. Now let's put the hands together because your hands are so busy. You want to take the fingers apart like this, and then take them forward, and then bring them back. Take your shoulders down. I notice my shoulders are starting to come up, so you want to take it back. And here. Oh, this feels really good. And bring your hands together. Well, the reason this feels so good is because everything we do, we're like this. We're grabbing, we're reaching, we're holding. Nothing, you know, we do nothing like this, and we need to do this. We need to get those hands back. I had a bad hand injury last year, a shoulder injury, and it kind of moved down to my hand, and my hand wanted to close. So I've worked a lot this year with bending the fingers back, just working them, working the wrist. So that's going to help you a lot. You're not going to believe how you feel after you do this 15-minute stretch. And that's all it is. It's just, you know, a few stretches. The breath, remember the breath, the posture, shoulders, neck, and lower back, stretching out the arms, doing your leg circles, the lower back stretch, and hands and feet stretch. And I want to tell you the perks of the daily stretch. And if you do these every day from now until, you know, well, forever, but try to do them every day through the holidays. The perks of the daily stretch: it strengthens your muscles and joints, so you don't have time to work out. If you do, remember it's the squat and it's the push-up. But if you don't have time, just, you know, get in here, do your stretches. It strengthens your muscles and joints, increases endurance, eases pain and stiffness. I definitely see that. It eases pain and stiffness, gets all that blood in there. Promotes good circulation. If you're seated a lot, you might notice that your legs are starting to lose some circulation. Maybe you're wearing, you know, some support hose. But doing the stretches is really going to benefit you. Of course, it releases stress and tension. It boosts your mood and your energy. I'm always in a good mood after I stretch because the endorphins in my brain have been kicked up, the serotonin and all the other things that happen inside there when you move. Your body's meant to move. You're going to improve your work performance. You're going to be more efficient. It reduces headaches and neck pain for sure because you're keeping all of this space between the vertebrae. You're stretching, you're keeping these muscles nice and pliable. You're going to reinvigorate your holiday season, and that's the main thing. You just want to enjoy this time of year. And my show is mostly about making you feel good about yourself. That is my goal. I want you to appreciate yourself the way you are and to feel just really good about yourself during the holiday season. And I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And it's just been a wonderful year here at BPTV with all my fellow volunteers. We've just had a blast. I've had some really interesting shows this year, and I've gotten some nice comments from you about them, and and you've taught me and I've taught you, and we've shared information. And that's what it's all about. And I just want you to have a stress-free holiday season. We want to stretch, not stress. And I'd like to thank you for watching my shows, and I hope you enjoyed the programming here at BPTV. The volunteers are just wonderful, and we're all volunteers, and we just come here because we have a passion. I particularly want to thank my director, Dave Cable, and wish him and his family a very, very happy holiday. And my producer, Susan Roberti, who is also a dear friend, I want to wish her all the happiness of the holiday season. And that's all it's about. Just stretch, don't stress, recharge your batteries, and just have a wonderful holiday. So remember, take the challenge and commit to be fit.